So hello guys, here we are again, Craig from fixitfallows. We're with the Corsa. This is a 1 litre Corsa. It's my son's car and he's been having an intermittent oil light coming on and off the dashboard. Very intermittent, can't really tie it down to whether it's like a certain amount of revs or speed, but just flickers on and off. And from what I've investigated, it's often a case that it is the oil pressure switch that starts to foul on these Vauxhall engines. It's a similar engine in Astras as well, on some of the, as I say, this is 1 litre, but it could be on a 1.2 or 1.4. I think it's also on Merivas and Agilas and all things like that. So let me show you what it is we're actually doing. So here we are in the engine. As you see, it's an Ecotech. This is the 1 litre 3-cylinder, and here on this engine is the oil pressure switch. I'll just give it a little bit of a clean up. Don't have to use anything particularly fancy. I'll just use a bit of white spirit. It's petroleum based, it'll break the oil down. So a bit of tissue, I've cleaned that off. Also a bit of a toothbrush, give it a bit of a clean around. And also what happens is this switch in here, it's got some sort of bladder in there that measures the pressure, and it starts to foul and oil will start to leak out of here, and it will drip down onto what I believe is the oil pump there, and then obviously it runs down onto the underside of that oil pump, and that can be misdiagnosed as an oil pump failure, which is obviously a much more serious situation. So I would recommend, first things first, is to go and buy yourself a new oil pressure switch. It's just got a single connection in there, single pin connection, so this clip comes off. As you see, the new switch has got like a lug there that the connector hooks over, so you just have to reach round and underneath, and it's a bit hard to show you on the phone, but there's a little tab on the switch, on the connector I should say. You just prise that back, pull it off, and there you are, there's the single pin connector. Now, if at all possible, do not damage this or break it or anything, because I'm led to believe they're very difficult to replace. You're looking more like a salvage yard really to get one of those. Anyway, this comes off with a 22mm spanner. As I say, have a good clean around first. You'll probably notice that the old switch is a bit wet inside there where the oil starts leaking out. I have put a sheet under the car in case any oil was to come out, but this is very high in the engine. There shouldn't be any oil sitting there, and I've done it when the engine is relatively cold, so there shouldn't be too much oil high in the engine, so it's not a case that you have to drain the engine down to do this. So I'm just going to put the camera down, try and put it in a position where you can see, and I will take that old one off. Let's see, can I get the camera stable? Let's have a look. Let's find a location for that. How's that doing? Let's zoom in a bit. There you go, that should do, shouldn't it? There we go. Right, I have a 22mm spanner. I'm just going to put a tissue down under there as well to catch any oil that might come out, plus hold another tissue under there and placing the spanner on. There you go, it wasn't even particularly tight. Let's break that off. It should now come undone by hand. There you go, it's coming out. It's quite a long thread really. It's taken a lot of turns to get it out, but it will come. There you go, out you come. And there it is. Okay, so there was oil inside of the actual switch itself. So you need somewhere to... Okay, so oil is coming out. Let's put that there, like so. Let's get the new switch in there as quickly as possible. Here it goes. thread it back in. Good job I put the tissue underneath, because you know, I'm on a little bit of a slope, so I guess oil would run out. Maybe you might want to jack the front of the car up so the engine's tilting back a little bit. So that's on. Now 22mm spanner back on, and just nip that back up tight, like so. And that's on there. So it was a good job I put the tissue in there. Let's wrap the old one in a bit of tissue, like that. There you go. So look, that's the end of the old one. Okay. Get that old tissue out. Okay, so that's the extent of the oil that we lost there, so it's nothing too dramatic, but you're better off having some tissue there to catch it. There's a steel washer there off of the old switch. The new switch, the washer was already on there. Make sure you put the washer back on there, because that obviously helps seal it off. Okay, so that's there. Let's knit that up nice and tight. That's good. Obviously, I've pulled the dipstick out of the tube there just to give myself a little bit of access. So it's a fine little wipe around underneath there. Get rid of any residual oil. That's all fine. Okay, it's just a case of now connecting the plug back up. So there's the retaining tab that goes at the bottom. Push that in, clips on like so, and that is your oil pressure switch replaced. Now I got that from Euro Parts with the obvious discount that they always offer. I think I paid £8.20. It was listed at £12. I paid £8.20. You can get them cheaper elsewhere, but you know, that's the sort of price you're talking about. So a really simple job. So there you go, really simple fix. Anybody can do it. If you're getting the intermittent oil warning light on the dashboard of your Vauxhall, Astra, Meriva, Agila, or any other car possibly, check out the oil pressure switch first. It's your simplest and cheapest fix before you move on to something more major. So thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos. Please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.